just the 4 that he's pleading on. I need
8, 9, 9, 10.
Got these right here. If that's what you need.
everything, all of them except 0534. Good morning. Are you Bryce Thomas?
It's not.
And Mr. Burbank, will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment in each case?
Yes, Your Honor.
The courtroom takes a serious turn as Bryce Thomas appears before Judge Raquel West and pleads guilty to multiple felony charges, including prohibited weapons and theft of a firearm. But this hearing is only the beginning because the judge has one more important step before deciding his punishment.
We're going open on each case, and the aggravated sexual assault is being the lesser included indecency by exposure, which is a third degree.
So is,
Did you sign it? Did not.
we can do it. Y'all can get it done as soon as I'm finished. I'll go
Completely about the registration.
I'll go through it with them. I just want to make sure, because of the agreement for the lesser in that case and for anything to run concurrently, is that the plea bargain agreement where he would be waiving his right to appeal?
And also
The dismissal.
the UUMB.
Gotcha. Okay. Give me just a second. Yeah.
And the lesser included is the first, is a
Third. Oh, 0354 is being dismissed, I think. Or 0534, whatever I said. Okay, Mr. Thomas, in cause number 24, DCCR 0389, you're charged with a third-degree felony offense of possession of a prohibited weapon from January 31st of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they've charged you with? In cause number 24-0390, you're charged with a third-degree felony offense of possession of a prohibited weapon from January 30th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Again, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
In cause number 24 DCCR 0391, you're charged with a state jail felony offense of theft of a firearm, and that's from January 30th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Again, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with? And then what is the reduction to?
It's indecency exposure, third degree felony.
In cause number 24, DCCR 0392, the state has elected to proceed on the lesser included offense of a third-degree felony of indecency with a child by exposure, and that's from November 9th of 2023. And how do you plead to that charge?
Yes.
Again, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily,
Yes, ma'am.
and because you did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of these cases, I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Burbank?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to make sure you understand there's kind of a partial agreement, and that agreement is that the state is going to dismiss cause number 24-0534, which is an unauthorized use of a vehicle, They are agreeing to that lesser included offense of the indecency in that case. And they're also agreeing that if anything that I sentence you to, if it's time in prison, would run concurrently. There's not a specific agreement with regard to any time or any outcome, only those agreements with regard to the dismissal of the case, the reduction in the other case, and the fact that they'll all run at the same time. Is that your understanding? Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law? Also, in that indecency case, do you understand that you will be required to register as a sex offender? And Mr. Burbank will go over that more with you today, and there's a document you need to sign today with regard to that. And do you understand that as well? State tenders number 1 in each case.
No objection, states 1 in each case, Your Honor.
It's admitted in each case. Is there any evidence that Mr. Thomas is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find in each of your cases that you entered your pleas of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of those pleas. Find sufficient evidence in each of your cases to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case for a sentencing hearing. We'll get a pre-sentence report done. That'll give me more information about you, your cases, and we'll come back later for sentencing. Anything that you think is important for me to know, make sure you get that information to Mr. Burbank. He will present it to me on your behalf when we come back. All right? You can go back with the bailiff.
May be excused from that.
Yes, sir. And I'll give you a minute to talk to, all right. Good morning. Are you Johnny Jacobo Raone?
Yes.
And Mr. Raone, you were previously in court and entered a plea of guilty to the second-degree felony offense of accident involving death. And that was a plea agreement of a cap of 15 years in prison. I have received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Defense has.
Yes, Judge.
Are there any additions or corrections?
No, Your Honor.
Out from the state.
Mr. Burbank, you may proceed.
Your Honor, this is a tragic accident. If you read the factual basis, which I know you did, person was walking across the street at nighttime.
As the hearing continues, the court reviews the plea agreement and explains the serious consequences awaiting Thomas, including sex offender registration. Judge West ultimately resets the case for sentencing and orders a pre-sentence report so she can learn more about the defendant and his circumstances before making a final decision.
And cars swerved, and my client actually hit him. As reflected by the charge, he failed to stop. He panicked, as reference to his version, that is on page 1, and then was stopped up in Lumberton. He's been employed. He has family up in Woodville. He's been employed. He's got one problem. He is not a U.S. citizen. I would be arguing for probation in this case, but it is my understanding that there is a hold on him by immigration, and that he probably will not, if he got probation, he wouldn't be released. He has 2 prior DWIs from Tyler County that were taken care of. At the same time, what you receive, basically time served, 90 days jail. The intoxication charge that I believe is from Hardin County was when he was arrested, and that's been dismissed or rejected by the, and probably because we're down here, they probably did it. Your Honor, I asked for not, there's a death involved, and I would love to have the minimum in reference to penitentiary time, but I'm asking for mid. I think that 15 is probably too harsh, and that's my opinion, especially in light of the facts and circumstances of this, in which the person was walking across the street at the time and being blocked by other vehicles, and other vehicles had to get out of the way. But he was definitely wrong in not stopping, and he was intoxicated. I would ask for anything less than the 15, because I know where he's gonna go, and that's a sad thing, but he's not here legally. And I don't know if he would like to address the court.
Sí,
Yes, sí.
Go ahead.
Quiero decir que lo siento, que si lo hubiese visto, yo me hubiese detenido antes para poder auxiliarlo, pero pues
Hold on.
Judge, I'm so sorry. Had I seen him, I would have stopped and helped and rendered aid.
pero pues había un carro con
Hold on. Hold on. So are you telling me that you didn't know you hit someone?
¿Me está diciendo que usted no sabe que le pegó a alguien?
No, sí.
I did know.
Okay.
Pero pues había un carro enfrente y yo no lo pude ver
There was a
antes.
vehicle in front and I wasn't able to see him on time.
Okay.
Pero pues quiero decir que lo siento. Que
I want to say that I'm sorry.
si pudiera volver el tiempo lo haría, pero
But if I
sé
could
que
go back in time, I would go back and
soy
help.
el culpable.
And I know I'm guilty.
Okay. Thank you.
I just have one question up here. What were you doing for work?
¿Qué estaba haciendo de trabajo?
Estaba en el roofing
I was a roofer.
And how long have you been in the country?
¿Cuánto tiempo has estado aquí en los Estados Unidos?
14, 15 años.
14, 15 years.
And have you always had a job?
¿Siempre han tenido un empleo?
Sí,
Yes.
And you do have a family?
¿Y si tienen familia? Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
Judge, we would argue for the max sentence in this case on the plea agreement based on the fact that when he struck him, he knew that he struck him. That was evidenced by the phone calls the next day. He knew he hit a person. When he was stopped in Koontz, which is a long way from the accident scene, he told the police when they noticed the damage on his vehicle that he had struck a deer. They, either through dealing with him before or suspecting that he was lying and knew he was intoxicated, went all the way back to the county line looking for a deer that had just been struck. And only because they were diligent in doing so did we even know that he had committed this particular crime. He knew he committed the crime. He lied about it. He has an issue with alcohol. He's here in the country illegally. I would direct your attention to the jail report in this case and how he's acting, showing disrespect for staff, as well as masturbating in open bunk. We ask for a 15-year sentence in this case.
Mr. Jacobo Raone, obviously the facts of the case are terrible. The fact that you didn't stop. The fact that you were intoxicated. And in addition, and I'm not even sure that when you were in our jail for some amount of time, there was a requirement that I release you because of the amount of time that had gone from the time of the offense while you were sitting in custody. I did that, and then you didn't show up. You are here illegally and have now killed someone. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And at this time, find you guilty of accident involving death, sentence you to 15 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. It is in Spanish. I advise you to read that. If you are ever back in Texas legally, you will not be able to possess a firearm or ammunition. That could lead to more charges against you. All right. Thank you. You can go back with the bailiff. Thank you, Mr. Burbank. Thank you, Ms. Burge. Mr. LeBlanc, are you ready on court?
But the next case takes an even more dramatic turn. Johnny Jacob Raone faces sentencing after pleading guilty to an accident involving death. His attorney asks for less than the maximum sentence, but the prosecution argues that he knew he had hit someone and failed to stop. Judge West ultimately sentences him to 15 years in prison, bringing the hearing to a shocking conclusion.